does that, where it'll like equalize for one person, so it kind of things up. But Sal, I think you're lagging, buddy.
I think I am. I don't
cut out
know.
for me completely.
I don't know why. Because it still shows me as being alive here with 350 bit rate. Well, stream, can you guys still see me? Because everybody's like...
Stream is offline for me right now.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and say good old Comcast. I love them. They're great. It's my favorite thing in the world. My favorite service. My favorite company. I love Comcast. They're just awesome. So that's.
I sense sarcasm.
No.
My Comcast is working all right. I don't know. Can we confirm, friendly stream viewers, if you're still lagging, try clicking on the resolution tab, 720. There's words that can come out of my mouth, and lower it down. I mean, you don't need to see our beautiful faces in HD. I know it's pleasure, but it might help with the lag. But anyway, I'm gonna assume that we're back, Sal. So
yeah, it seems that way.
Am I still frozen? Someone's saying I'm frozen.
You are.
You are at the moment. Yeah.
Should I reconnect or something?
No, you're frozen.
It's a pretty sexy pose.
Oh yeah,
Is it a good pose? Is it a good pose? I hope it's a good pose.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
All right.
It's a little weird. Yeah.
Okay.
Try reconnecting though. Yeah. Anyway, I do want to ask while we're getting this sorted out. I want to ask about. Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. I love that picture. All right, so now I need to bring him back in, and we'll see if that fixes it. Wait just a second. Are you there?
I am here.
You're there.
Is it me?
It is. I want to...
Go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. I want to talk about the red tape recorder. Have you guys played around with that sapper?
No. What is that?
The new sapper that came out, the one that like instead of damaging a sentry, it deconstructs it by a level and then deconstructs it by another level and then finally destroys it. Have you guys not played with this?
Oh.
I a little bit, but it's banned in UGC.
It is. That's true.
Yeah. Thank God. Jerks.
Yeah. Well, so the instant you apply this sentry, it does like just touching, or sapper. I'm sorry. When you apply it, it does a guaranteed. At least one level reduction, because by the time the engineer has hit it off of his sentry or dispenser or whatever, it's already downgraded a level. And if the engineer is not there to get it right away, then you're almost guaranteed to have it downgraded 2 levels or destroyed if it's not level 3. So the red tape recorder is it's a neat little way of damaging engineer nests, and partially at least unbuilding them, instead of being a thing that like after 3 wrench hits it's totally repaired. It like wastes the engineer's metal, wastes his time. What do you guys think about that?
Sounds trolly to me, but I don't know. I play NG, please. No.
Yeah, it seems ridiculous.
Wait for me.
I didn't know it got rid of 1 level always. Like that's insane.
Pretty much. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like that's what it does. As soon as you touch that sentry or whatever with this sapper, you're guaranteed.
I think it's like even if he instantly registers it, something like 60 metal. Something. I'm not totally. I don't use the thing, but yeah, there's a reason it's banned, and I think it's a pretty good one.
It's pretty ridiculous. Like it's even better against like minis. From what I've noticed, like I played NG in like Highlander or whatever, like TF2 lobby, and if you're playing mini sentry NG, like normally you don't like get rid of a sapper, you just wait for it to go away. But if they're using that one, it takes like 10 seconds for it to die. So you can't destroy your sentry and build a new one. You just run around with your shotgun. Yeah, it's
nice. Okay, so this is
really
definitely
should just be wrangling in the corner and trolling everybody. Just a game of trolling.
The Wrangler should be an entire podcast, and all my rage will be there.
It should. You're right.
We our game this last week, we played and both teams agreed not to use it on the PL map.
It actually, like, I don't know if it's because of the Wrangler or the map, but the game went very smooth. Like, everybody, it just went very smooth. Like, the map we played, what was the first map, Upward? When the Wrangler, it just slowed down the game so much. Like, I don't think it's that overpowered. I just feel like it slows down the game. That's my big fret with it. So I don't think it's impossible to deal with or anything. I just think it makes NG a little bit too one-dimensional than it already is, and it slows down the game. That's my 2 biggest frets with it. But we're talking about Spy? No.
But Spy and NG are kind of. I mean, Spy is.
They are.
considered-
They are kind of little buds, you know.
I was
It's
gonna
easier to
ask.
stab a Wrangler NG. That's nice.
It really
That
is.
is true. That is true.
I got backstabbed quite a bit when I was wrangling on that map, to
yeah.
the disgust of my team. Like, oh, how dare you? It was like, what's hard? They're better than me. I was going to ask before the lag happened, what do you feel like, as a spy, your job is in Highlander? I feel like, as we're learning, that there's kind of a lot of rock, paper, scissors action in Highlander. Like, you are responsible for doing this and that, and like you backstab is the sniper your primary target? Do you have one, or you just kind of go in and just look for whatever's going on there? But do you have like maybe a responsibility that you go for more than others?
I view myself as like the wild card. You know, I'm just there to like do what the team kind of needs. I fill in, you know, whatever role. Like if we're just getting owned by a sniper, I'm gonna go for the sniper. You know, if the demo's holding the choke with stickies, I'm gonna go for the demo. If we just can't get past that damn level 3 wrangled sentry, you know. So there definitely isn't one thing I try to do.
So how valuable is it to distract the enemy team? Like, say you're using the dead ringer, and you make it obvious, like you're behind them, and somebody activate your dead ringer because you have it out, and it's really obvious. But then you try to make them chase you. How important is that in a serious Highlander game?
I can't speak from my personal experience as playing the spy with the dead ringer because I don't use it often. But our last match, I feel like DL, their spy, won them the round single-handedly because he was just being incredibly annoying with it. He was dead ringing and then going up to an open space and then just shooting his ambassador across the map and then and then he came back and went for picks. So if someone didn't deal with him, he's just going to headshot people from across the map. And it was incredibly annoying. And I was playing spy and he was still getting me too.
Yeah. He single-handedly won the last push. I mean, I think that we had like 9 minutes left while we were defending our last, and they would have probably won either way. But what he did, which personally was quite embarrassing because I got owned, but he sapped my teleporter, was standing on it in the entrance.
Oh,
and I'm an idiot.
no.
I don't know.
Cbear, oh no.
So I have my big sentry nest on last of Upward, and it's like really important that you keep that gun up as long as you can because it owns shooting down at the cart, like the end point, like you're coming in and you're right here shooting down at them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta save my teleporter, and I'm standing on it. So I knock the sapper off, and he goes through and telefrags me and saps all my stuff, and then taunts me.
Nice.
So that's probably a little too advanced tactic. I don't even think he tried, but it was good. For all you guys who don't know, DL was like the original Sixes spy, and he doesn't really play that much anymore, but he's probably considered the best 6v6 spy ever. So, I mean,
Sweet.
and when I saw that he was in the game, I was like, no, why? God, man, but yeah, I don't know. That was good. Sal, when you cast my match, if you do, you can enjoy the end to that round where I just get owned.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've got somebody right now working on getting me like a video of all the best moments so that I can just go through and cast it and not have to do all the camera work myself, which would be pretty cool if it works out.
I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
These are just
Highlander seems tough. There's so much going on. Like you can't watch the right person at all times. Like Sixes, there's only 12 people. You want to watch the demo with a medic. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's like, when do you watch the spy? That's the really tough part, because sometimes they're like trying to get in behind enemy lines, or sometimes they're just sitting there calling stuff out and they're not doing anything. And then other times, you know, by the time you're on the heavy, you're like watching the heavy or watching a push from the demo man, and then, oh, he just got backstabbed. Oh, I should have been watching the spy there. Darn it.
Well, what you can do is hit tab a lot and check when the spy goes down and kind of get a sense of his rhythm. Because, you know, he has to respawn, and it's going to take him X seconds to get across the line, and it's going to take him this long to get in place, and then you say to your team, like, hey guys, it's spy time. I watched the respawn, he's gotten across the line, and now we are looking out for a pick. That's what we do on the Syndicate.
Yeah, okay, so that's something you guys say to yourselves as well.
It's like keeping track of their Uber percentage, you know?
Ah.
There's a natural rhythm to it.
Do you, whose job is that to kind of call that out and keep track of it?
I do it the most because I've kind of got the ingrained sense of it, you know. I'm obsessive about hitting tab, so
we started doing that at the end. Like I was trying to really call out, like, hey, DL's probably coming in right now to do something, and he only disguised as scout. Now you told me something before we went live, Mr. Stabby Squared, that I want you to tell everybody listening because it's really cool. So BL only goes scout, and I thought he was just lazy and like was just hitting cloak 1 every time just because it's easy or whatever. But there's like it manipulates the hitbox in a certain way. It's actually like a better overall class if you're trying to hide and stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. It's got the smallest model, so there are corners and nooks you can hide in that no part of your model is going to stick out of, like your big old pyro flamethrower or whatever, or your elbows.
Right. Your big like Russian belly if you're a heavy.
Right. Yeah.
Why would you be a heavy?
Because heavies are
hey, that works.
It throws them off so
that
much.
Works because like if you can get like right where their spawn is and sneak yourself in there, you know, and as a heavy and then call out medic and you've got the medic just like, oh, I'm gonna heal my heavy. Oh, that shit works. That's one of the few times I've ever been successful as spy is doing that on freight. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Okay, sorry. Continue about the scout though, because I want to hear these hitboxes. How does this work?
Well, it doesn't change your hitbox, but the displayed head for the scout is at your chest as a spy. So your hitbox is the same, but the displayed head is right in your chest. So if the sniper's aiming at the scout's head, not knowing this, he'll just body shot you instead of headshot.
Oh,
that's the difference.
I'll pass that info along to whatever gorgeous gamer is playing sniper that day, Lang or Clockwork or whoever. So. How did the syndicate get formed? We had Hein on our first ever episode. He is your medic. I don't know if we talked that much about the syndicate. I'm intrigued because you guys seem to be kind of like the classic mix-up of Highlander. You guys are just really, really good. And I've heard stories that's like a combination of a lot of teams' best players into one super team, but how did it come about?
Well, the syndicate, I founded it like 4 or 5 seasons ago, and I'm the only original member. Yeah, the name has just kind of persisted. This season we have 2 former Syndicate players. Valen played with us last season, TMP played with us the season before that, and everyone else is new. Valen pretty much put together this roster. I was sick of captaining, and I just said, Valen, I'm not coming back unless you do everything. and he did a great job. He put together just this monstrous roster. And I'm really just privileged to be on the team I founded at this point.
Everybody in chat saying Ruin carries. I have to say, guys, Ruin is like really good, but I don't think it's as possible really to carry in Highlander. It's one of the problems with our team is that we have a bunch of 6v6 guys running around and trying to kill people, but really the effective play and bonus when they absolutely destroyed us, they all played like this really solid
Their
team.
Positioning was just perfect at all times.
Right.
And according to Stabby, they just handle them in scrims or whatever. So like if we ever play that, you guys, oh my, like we should just leave. We should just all join a pub and just we'll call it a forfeit and have a good time. You know.
I should say bonus gives us more trouble than any other team in scrims, so they're very, very, very good.
Yeah, they are. So, they like I've never been beaten that badly in TF2. Like it was as bad as I've ever been beaten in the game. I was like, this is awful. Like, I don't want to play that. We just kind of stopped and then we were in Mumble afterwards after our 4-0 just bashed. Yeah. We were like, what was that? Oh my god, I don't know. You guys, when you play us, can you just off class? Like you can play soldier and Valen cannot play, and then Ruin cannot play.
Valen just have to not play. He can play anything.
I play something, not medic, and you. I don't know. Please.
It would be 8 versus 9 if I wasn't playing spy. It would be.
If you do play, please go easy on me because I'm really easy.
Are we messing with the lights now? Is that what we're doing? I could do a spooky ghost light.
Me?
Okay. Highlander's good. 6 is I mean, it almost seems like a stupid question, but that's what I do is ask stupid questions. So why don't we see more full-time spy in 6s? Why don't we ever see that?
Well, like the main rule of thumb for 6s is that you have to have like good movement. Like you have to be agile. Like soldier can rock jump to mid, scouts fast, medics fast, sticky bomb, you jump to mid. Every other class is just not fast enough. Like if you win that mid fight, you're already almost there. But all the other classes are utility, like pyro on defense, spy for getting a med pick, or even like getting a sneak cap at the last, sniper for a med pick, all that good stuff. Heavy for defending last. I don't like heavy in 6s. But yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
You, Stabby, you said that you played a season of Open, and I'm assuming you played mostly Scout with a lot of off-classing as Spy. you find how effective did you find it at that level playing? Probably, what'd you say, about even number of time between Scout and Spy, or maybe like 60-40?
60-40, 70-30, yeah.
Yeah.
It works out great sometimes, and other times it's just a waste of a life, and you make life really hard for your Scout buddy. When I would run Spy, it was like, get the pick super fast and die so you can get back to Scout, you know, or just die so you can get back to Scout.
So Dead Ringer is not really good for a 6's Spy.
No, because you don't want them to know a Spy is there at all.
Yep.
You know, if they hit a DR sound, it's over.
I feel like if I were to play Stabby's open team, I'd be like, well, there's probably a pretty good chance that we're going to get backstabbed, so we should probably keep looking behind you. And really, in 66...
Doesn't help to have your name be Stabby Stabby in 66.
Right. It's like headshot, and, you know,
right.
cheating sniper. So, okay. I was going to say, Sal, Spy, we talked Wise and Pyro scene more in 6v6 during the Pyro episode.
Yep.
Episode 3.
I mean, we do see Spy in 6v6, and we see Hard Blue play it a lot, right?
Right. And he does it in stalemate situations, or commonly we historically have seen Spy run, if, say your team gets wiped at middle, and then you want to run a Spy before they get to last to try to take their Uber away. It's like a roll the dice, maybe I'll get their medic, maybe I can slow their push down or something in between their capping of Spire and pushing last. Like, we see Harblue switch Spy at random times, like against LG, it worked against Banny while LG was holding their second point on process, and it was just like Harblue died and was like, I'm just gonna go Spy, and he like got in there. They definitely weren't expecting it, and he got the backstab. So I think there's a lot of room for Spy to be a bigger factor in 6v6. I just think it needs to be more creative. I think people are kind of locked into, well, I have to play Soldier, I need to gunboat my way around the map or whatever. But if you go Spy and you know, they have no idea it's coming, you have a really good chance of picking. If you're going last and you're attacking last and you try to make a pick, they're probably expecting something happening, especially if you suicide in. They're like, well, why did that guy just, you know, jump right into our team? He's probably going to come back as Sniper or Spy, so you're ready for it. But if they're not, and LG and Banny is like the hardest guy in the game to stab, he wasn't expecting it, so I think you could see more of it, but running it full time, it's just, you know, it would be so hard to replace what you're taking away on a whole timeline scheme. Plus, if you're ready to look for it, it's like, this is just going to get frustrating, and you'll probably just go Scout or Soldier or whatever.
Okay.
I talked a lot there, I'm sorry.
I've got a few more questions then as we start to get towards the time of a giveaway. And by the way, Cbear, you were talking about this, but we actually have hit like 550 viewers.
Yep.
So
giving it away, giving the hat away.
You know.
By the way.
Yeah.
I was going to tease it, guys.
I'm going to win. It's no big deal. I'm just going
to. That's right. Truktruk has won one of these before. So at the end of the show, we're going to cut the stream, and then we're going to come back. This is probably in like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to give out like 3 or 4 hats, and then I'm going to give out the Green Energy Hot Dogger hat, which was donated by Oh by Zeus, a guy that I didn't even really know until he randomly added me and said, I got a hat for you, here you go. And I was like, this thing is sweet. And it's a Scout hat, it's a hot dog, and it has green energy, and it's worth like $80, and it's freaking awesome. And I'm going to give it away because we have 550 viewers, so hey.
Big money right here.
Yeah,
I love it. Eat a hot dog with green energy? Just curious.
If it was like relish energy.
No, it would be like one of those, you know, you become a superhero. Now I'm disgusting totally. Meat man.
It's like the spinach from Popeye. It's like the muscles and the...
I don't know what we were talking about, but I was going to ask. Okay, so we learned how to do a face stab earlier. There's other tutorials on your YouTube as well, Stabby, right? About different trick stabs you can do. A common one that we've seen a lot is like the stair stab. So how does a stair stab work, real quick? How do you have to aim that? What do you have to do?
What is it too? Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is that where you jump over them on the stairs? And...
Yeah, I jump stab. Yeah. Well, there are a lot of ways to do it, but the basic one is you crouch jump over them. I like to start spinning as I start the jump instead of once I'm over them. And you stab them once you cross the 180 threshold. It's pretty
okay. Basic. So you basically just jump over them as they're coming up the stairs. Is there like a good timing? Because I've actually done this a couple times. Even as medic, it kind of works because they just don't expect you to have the Uber saw out like behind you all of a sudden. But but is there a timing that you kind of have to get right, or can you just like jump and then if he's not there, go back up and jump again? How does that work?
You can do that. But timing's all what it's all about. That's what makes a successful stair stab. And you want to keep it blind if you can. You don't want them to even see it coming. So you have to rely entirely on timing if you want to do a blind stab. So
I'm terrified to play against Stabby Stabby. If we play against him in Highlander, Kurt, I don't know, man.
If
you're gonna be
underwhelmed.
I'd be walking upstairs and I was like,
chasing after a spy, going upstairs. Just like as soon as he like stops moving, just stop moving and just look up, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they think, oh, it's Stabby. I'm on stairs, and they just sit waiting at the bottom of the stairs, and then they're like, "Where's the stair stab?" And I'm like, "Woo!" I'm a mile away.
Yeah, you know? It's like it's a win-win for you.
Yeah.
When we play them, I'm gonna sit in the corner of the map with my wrench, and I'm just gonna be swinging it up in the air and just like, "Come and get me."
I will say that when I've played Med before, you know, especially in pubs, but even sometimes in like Highlander pickup games, there's definitely a difference between what Stabby just described and, you know, the spy who always goes for the stair stab and always. It feels like, because I sometimes know when the corner stab or the stair stab is coming just because people have done it to me so often. A lot. That I give a wide berth around corners, and I definitely kind of try to, you know, stutter the stair timing so that, you know, I see them as they finish their jump and I'm walking right up behind them with an Uber saw. But it feels like sometimes the spy just doesn't respect you, and he doesn't understand that like oh yeah, this guy actually knows what a stair stab is. And in that case, that can actually be a really bad thing. If you go into especially a higher level game, a pickup game, even outside of just a pub, I'm sorry. But outside of just a pub, if you go around disrespecting people, you're probably not going to be that successful, are you?
No. I disrespect people like crazy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You make them immortal in your videos.
I'm sorry.
I can only imagine the type of just ownage you can pull off. I mean, Sal and I were blue slaughtering around, and I was like 50 and 10 or something.
Yeah.
Using needles, and like if you really have, you know.
Oh, that was ridiculous. Okay, so.
I was gonna ask Sal, what's a matador stab, friends? I've heard it a million times. Describe this to me. I'm assuming it's like the bull comes.
It's like a matador.
Right.
Yeah, it's like if someone's running at you and you're passing them, you just like flick and then stab them in the back.
It's right? A lot like.
Is that it?
That's it. You just stab. You are going opposite directions, and then you flick and stab them in the back when they pass you.
Okay.
Side stab.
It's like a side stab, yeah.
Okay.
Is there like a strafe jump aspect to it, or is it just like, I fooled you, now you're dead, haha, thing?
Yeah, the latter, I'd say.
A lot of that has to do with like the closer your pings are to 0, the less it works, right?
Oh, the more.
The more?
The spy wants low ping.
Oh, really?
It's like hit scan, basically.
Okay. Yeah, it's this weird combination of hit scan and server side registration.
Yeah. I find that. Sorry, but when I get like meleeed by, like, say, Brazilian Power, he does the rocket jump into the crit shovel thing, and he can hit you from like 20 feet away with that thing. And it's just like, okay. So I figured, like, with 150 ping and whatever other tricks Power has, if you had the backstab mechanic, it might mess with the RNG and the whatever thing. But if you say low ping, I trust your word for it. You definitely know more than I do.
Yeah, well, the thing is, ping just since it's server side and client side, the registration, server side is where the person is and which way they're rotated. The client side part is whether or not the knife hits, just like a bullet. So the lower your ping, like, the disparity is smaller in a way.
Okay,
you know?
But if the enemy's ping is higher, then he can't tell where you are until it's too late, right?
Yeah, he's just got a big disadvantage because you've stabbed him, and he doesn't find out for another 100 milliseconds that he got stabbed. Even, you know, that's why it looks like a base stab so much. You know?
Okay, because he feels like he's watching you, but the server doesn't register that.
Yeah, you'll really be right in the screen, and that's not what happened on my side or on the server side. Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. That's your lesson for the day, folks. Is quit quiet about face stabs, because they're not face stabs. Finally, I have one more question, and that is when you're trying to learn hiding spots on a map, how do you go about learning where to hide? If you do that, I mean,
like, I go for like decloaking spots, not really like hiding spots.
Decloaking spots, okay.
Yeah, like where you want to decloak. It really is. It completely depends on how the other team is positioned, in my opinion. That's literally it. If they're all on the cart, you can just go off to the side. If they're all spread out, you might want to go like underneath, like where their sniper is, if he's like above, if he's standing on a platform. It's completely dependent on where the other team is. For me, at least.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
Okay.
But there are like great routes to find out about all the maps. You know, like a lot of what's important is just figuring out the fastest way to get to from point A to point B, and the most unexpected way, and you know.
Okay.
Jump routes.
Oh, like on Gold Rush, there's that up the right-hand side at the initial spawn. How you can, I had no clue because nobody except spies ever uses that, and they're always cloaked when they use it. So I had no clue that existed. Wow. Yeah, that's a ridiculous route. So, okay, so there's definitely some routes. Are they published anywhere? Like, do people make videos about spy routes?
I don't watch spy videos.
Yeah, I don't really. You kind of just learn it. Like, you just keep getting destroyed, like, by a pyro or just spam in a certain area. Just don't go that way. Like, there's little platforms that you can find, you can jump on that normally wouldn't be useful for any other class, and you can jump around like that.
Okay.
There's got to be videos out there.
Yeah, there has to be.
You should make one, Stabby.
TF2 spy routes.
Lazy.
I would like one on not Gold Rush, on the
Badwater.
Badwater. I almost said Fast Water, but that's not right. Yeah, because Badwater, I did a Highlander Pug as spy, and I just got spammed away because I'm bad. I don't know. I figured that there's probably some tricks that someone could learn if they knew when I didn't, which you do, and I don't.
Yeah, Badwater is a really great spy map.
Is it? Yeah, I guess it is because it's very. I was awful at it, so I went like 5 and like 20 in this.
That sounds like my spy career, man.
In a lobby.
Yeah. Well, it was like the viewer lobby thing, so we had like.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like.
It wasn't just like Bobby Basketball 1999.
No.
I like that.
I'm sure some people understand what I'm talking about.
Well, okay, so speaking of Bobby Basketball 1999, I want to talk about E² for a little bit, and how there. So it seemed like there were these two groups, right? You had E², and you had Flareshot, and Flareshot was supposed to be this really super elite group with like 10 people in it, and E² has something like 2,000. So it seems like E² lets a lot more people in, but are you guys in that, or what's the deal with E²?
Yeah, I'm an admin.
Okay.
That.
Okay.
So how's Spy Guild? Is that
Would
what
you
it
guys
is?
like to come in? I can invite you all to.
It's my dream, honestly.
You're in. You're in.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Kurt.
No, it's just a little club. You know, it's a loose knit group of people that enjoy spying.
Okay.
Help each other out.
Are there requirements to? Okay, so it's not 2,000. It's 180. I'm sorry, but I don't know where I got 2,000 from.
2,000 is a lot.
It is. It is. I don't have 2,000 in my Steam group, I don't think, for Sal TV, so I was going to be like super jelly. But so there's like 180 people. Are there entry requirements for E²?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
it's
how does that work?
What is it now? 250 hours, I think.
Oh, really?
But you don't apply anymore. We just invite now. So, but we probably won't consider you unless you have about 250.
Any thoughts of doing an E² auto-aim-esque frag video?
That'd be so cool.
I think someone else has done something like that, actually. Yeah, I don't know. I'm narcissistic, so I just make videos of myself.
Okay.
Someone else will.
I've seen that, like some of the best like Highlander stabs or 6v6 stabs. I don't know.
Yeah.
DL telefragging me for.
Whenever I do something on my stream as spy, everybody's like, "Oh, E², you gotta get in the clip."
Well, it sounds like this is your opportunity.
Yeah,
this is it.
Now.
He's in the club. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to be it for now. Of course, we are going to do the hat giveaway right after the break. So I'm going to break the stream after this, but I do right away, just for the end of the YouTube version of this, I want to give a big thanks here to both Stabby Stabby and Truktruk, and they're going to stay on the line and entertain you guys while we do the giveaway as well.
Oh, you want to let them give shout-outs before you do this?
Yes. Yes.
So why don't we let Stabby Stabby begin? Where can our viewers live and the ones watching on YouTube find you if they want to see more of the Stabby² action?
Oh, the Stabby video is the YouTube channel, and Stabby Stabby is the Twitch. And a shout out to the Syndicate. Hooray for us.
Yeah,
hooray
Syndicate.
for you guys for
rock.
The fun of many. Kurt, what about you? How can people follow you? Do you have a YouTube? I don't know if you do.
No, I made a YouTube with Lang and Sean with highlights from all the streams. It's called Stream Highlights. It's simple, just funny clips from everybody's streams. And you can find me on Truktruk, Twitch TV Truktruk. But I prefer you go to Twitch or Team Fortress TV. It has everyone's stream, including Stabby's. You see him with like the 3,000 viewers all the time. And yeah, that's my shout-outs.
All right, well, thank you.
As well.
To pizza.
Yes.
But like the scout or like the actual food?
No, just pizza. I like pizza.
Okay, what about you, Cbear? You ready to wrap us up here?
Oh, I'm ready. As always, thank you, Sal, for hosting the show, and we'll see you guys next week. I'm not sure when, but we're going to have a LAN, ESTA LAN's coming up in like a month. Maybe a little less than a month, about a month. Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're gonna have a preview show at some point. But thanks all you guys. This is our high point, obviously, for viewers. So click the follow button to follow Sal, because he's the man. And yeah, we'll catch you guys later.
This podcast happens every week, USA Central Time, 7 p.m. So do tune in whenever you can. Otherwise, of course, the video goes on YouTube, which might be where you're watching it now. But once again, thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to sign out and come right back with that hat broadcast.